Hi all, Hal here with more Space Engineers, and as you can see, we had to start over. So I'll explain what's going on, let you know, give you some background on what the plan is, but first we have to get started, so let's go. So, yeah, so the Exploration Enhanced mod playthrough we've been doing broke. So this past week there was an update to Space Engineers as well as the Space Engineers mod SDK, and it apparently broke some of the mods, and by the time we were done we were running about 60 mods, almost a full gig of mod data. And after going through, I don't know, probably a good 10 or 15 of them, couldn't find which mod was causing the problem. It was actually crashing to desktop. So I figured I'd start a new game, see if anything happened. I was able to get into a new game fine. So we have loaded a planetary system. This is a completely fresh start. We do have a couple of mods installed. One of them is the T600 replacing the wolves. We also have the useless wolf and spider AI patch that was done, and then just a couple of block mods. Just to show you really quickly, we have, you know, the hatches, we have a boarding ramp, we did the maglock, Mr. Coffee obviously, the rotary airlock, compact battery, and I think that's pretty much it. The LI thruster pack. Oh, and the one of the defense shields mod, and the tiered tools, ship tools mod. So we'll actually be able to progress through those as well. Now we do have AI turned on. We have in-game scripts turned on. Drones. The only thing we don't have are spiders. And again, I think everybody knows my point on the spiders by now, is that, you know, I may replace them with the T600, because there is a version of the T600 mod for both spiders as well as wolves. So I'm thinking I might do zombie wolves, do the zombie wolf replacement, and the T600 spider replacement. Now we are playing on the alien planet this time, so yeah. It's going to be a little bit more than what we normally do. We do have to worry about our personal oxygen supply. We have landed in the middle of one of the big ice lakes here on the planet. And the reason I sat down here is because we have uranium, silicon, and magnesium. All three things that we're going to use a lot of. Now, the one thing I haven't found yet is iron. So we're going to end up building a very small base, break this ship down, and then we will build some form of small scout. I haven't decided exactly what we're going to do with it yet, but what I want to do is go ahead and start getting the base portion built so that we can get things off of here, because if I die, this whole thing despawns, and all of the things that we have mined so far, particularly all of the uranium, goes with it, and I don't want to do that. So just to show you, we've got you know, about 6k, just over 6k of uranium, a little bit of silicon and some stone in there. Oh, alright. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and start doing a little bit of base building. We will time-lapse this for you so you get to see the build process. I may do some cuts in and out just to keep the, you know, let you know what we're doing, what the thought process is. But like I said, we're basically just trying to get a starter base where we'll be able to put a med station down that we don't have to worry about despawning, and get all of the cargo and the basic equipment off of that ship before we have a situation where it despawns. Alright, so sit back, relax, and hopefully enjoy.
said. If you give love, you get love in return. If you only knew you had so many bridges left to burn. You put your trust in all that wears. You measure all in what you own. You don't worry about your health, but you do fear being left alone. You may double your guards, but no one really knows about your house of cards that the wind blows. I was always by your side, and it's time to set it straight. No more talk about your fast life. If you want it, then you have to wait. I see your every flaw. I see your home made out of straw while the wind blows. You cannot change. Oh no, you cannot change. Yeah, you can change your ways. A secret well kept, but everyone knows. You try to keep it so still, but the wind blows. All the while the wind blows. Leaves turning yellow, I'm back where we first met. It is raining, but all I can see is the summer we spent. The letter in my wallet, I'll keep it till we meet again. another tragic love saga. The dice in the end. The letter in my wallet, I'll keep it till we meet again. You should never doubt it's true. I am not forgotten. You're the one on my mind. And I could spend the winter too, as long as I am there with you. 'Cause you're the one on my mind. You should never doubt it's true. I am not forgotten. You're the one on my mind. And I could spend the winter too, as long as I am there with you. 'Cause you're on my mind. The only one to reach inside. The only one on my mind. We'll meet again.
It's not enough to feel alone and not be heard. Don't know right from wrong, and your lines have all been blurred. Is it me, is it you, or is it something I deserve? 'Cause everyone else knows the children of the world. We are the children of the world. We're going up, up, up. Things are coming our way. We are the children of the world. We're rising up, up, up. It's a brand new day. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know I played my part to a point where I was done. Now I fold my cards, game's done, and you had your fun. Is it me, is it you, or is it us you're running from? 'Cause everyone else knows the children of the sun. We are the children of the world. We're going up, up, up. Things are coming our way. We are the children of the world. We're rising up, up, up. It's a brand new day. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And we're back. Alright, so as you can see, we have made a little bit of progress. You got to hopefully enjoy watching the really tedious parts in time-lapse. So we're going to do a little bit more of a breakdown here, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to start working on the base. So my big thing was that I really wanted to get as much of the ship done and broken down as possible. And what we will do is, because I don't have Bob installed as one of the mods, yes, I know, I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. But because we don't have Bob, we have to do all of this manually. Now, if I had Bob installed, we would just build Bob over on the base and, you know, paint the whole thing pink and let him do his little thing. You know, and then if we were working, basically just let him break all of this stuff down and then start building the stuff that we were working on. But because he's not here, we're going to do this manually. Now, if you remember, I showed you, I did go ahead and I had to restart. I didn't have to, I chose to. And I went ahead and put in the azimuth ore detector mod. I think that's the only thing I added. Oh, and the catwalks mod. That was the other one. Because I like Azimuth, or was it Azimuth that did the catwalk? I think no, it was Shustle that did this. I really like the catwalks that they did. So we're going to be using those as well. I think that was it. Now, the version of the compact battery, the CB mod, that we're using, I think is the one that gives us the no scrap. It gives us the power cells back. But that means when we rebuild the battery, there's no charge in it. Let's find out. I wanted to do this on camera, that way we would know which version of it we're using. And I can tell really quickly by, yes, okay, so I am using the one that gives me power cells. Now, some people like this mod, some people don't. I actually don't mind using it because of the fact that while you do get the power cells back, the batteries start with zero charge in them, so you're not able to do the little exploit that people used to do. I think I've talked about it a couple of times on the channel, just once or twice. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, the batteries used to, in the vanilla game, used to give you back the power cells when you would grind them down. So what people would do is you would build a battery, well, you build two batteries, right? Both of them would start with like 30% power or something like that. And then you would put one to recharge only, transfer all the power out of one battery to the other, break the battery down, rebuild it, and rinse and repeat. And basically you could charge your batteries up that way. I mean, it was mechanic in the game at the time, so I personally try not to do that kind of stuff, but you know, people who use it, they're going to use it, so you know, can't blame them for it. Alright, so I want to go ahead and see, yeah, we got actually a bit of uranium out of there. Can I go ahead and grab that? We'll grab that. We'll let the refinery start, or keep making gravel for just a moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this over to the actual base. We're just waiting for it to finish up a few things. I'm not overly worried about how much gravel we get out of this. Look at that, I can grab it all. Part of the reason for it is that we're going to end up making a bunch of reactors at some point. So I'm not overly concerned if we have stone in the system right now. At some point I will actually come through and start taking some of the stone out of the system. Let's go ahead and grab this thing. It's going to leave us with like 300. That was close. Alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this. Get that going. We're going to take the rest of the reactor, we're going to take the rest of the refinery out. And then what I want to do is we're going to go ahead and start taking some of this stuff down as well. Since there's nothing here that we really need to keep power on the ship for, I'm thinking, okay, so there's one battery left down there, so let's go ahead and grab this one. This is going to fill up quickly because we've got power cells. And what we're going to end up doing is we're going to start building out our base a little bit. So I wanted to get all of this done on camera so you could actually see what we're doing, what the long-term plan is. And we're going to go ahead and break this one down.
Inventory full.
So what I'm thinking is I don't want to have a system or a setup here where, you know, we're going to be easily attacked by things, because while I was grinding the ship down and the reload, I'm thinking I'm going to turn the spiders on. Yep, turn the spiders on. Alright, so but what I want to do is have a system set up where the spiders don't have an easy way to climb through the walls on us. Like I said, if they get really annoying, I will probably turn them off again and then find one of the replacement mods and replace them with like zombies or something. Just something that isn't quite so annoying. Alright. Go ahead and drop the last of this in here. Alright, so we've gone ahead. As you can see, we've put in the O2 system. We put in a med bay. Now that's actually going to come up one block because I want to be able to have this whole thing sealed off so we can make it airtight. But the cargo container, I think, is probably going to stay about where it is. We might move it up one block. But if we do, that means we're going to have to build a second one. And I don't know if I really want to build... I guess... Yeah, we're going to need multiples anyway. So maybe we'll build a silo. And we'll bring this all up one block level. Did I? No. Go ahead and grab some plates. We're just going to grab... just grab 1,000 plates, be done with it. Alright, so you are attached there. Let's go ahead and break those out for just 1 second. You're going to pipe through, and I'm thinking, do I want my assembler over here and then have refineries running out this way? That might be a thing. Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be a thing. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab this. We're going to grab some interior plates. We'll have a whole lot, so we need to find some iron. But we want one of you there. I know we will actually move this guy because, like I said, everything's going to go up one block. So there will be a conveyor block on top of this. And there will be regular armor blocks here to seal that whole thing. Okay. So if we go ahead and get rid of... You know, let's do this. Let's go ahead and do it this way. We're going to throw a couple hundred of those in there. Let's grab the passenger seat. Go grab those really quick. Oh, nothing to see here, no problems, right? Everything works. Okay. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna grab this, and that's gonna become our new surface there. Like I said, that's gonna come up a block. So we're gonna have this come around here because we're gonna move. Actually, I'm probably gonna end up moving that. I'll probably move that over the cargo block, honestly. I might go ahead and do that, actually. Can I get to you? I still can get to it. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We are going to give us... We do have easy inventory, so that will allow us to pull all the stuff out that we need. We'll move that guy up on top over here. We'll get the flooring in. Alright, so you come here.
Inventory full.
Of course it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and flip you that way, I think. Just for now. Take the rest of this one out. And I may get rid of that block and just put it up here. I didn't put the conveyor block air vents in. That's the mod I wanted to load. Let's get the rest of this welded up. Do I have... no. I've got a single interior plate. And a little bit more, and it's functional. Yay, we have a respawn spot. Okay. That helps. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to just take a couple of blocks out here. Actually need to see where the landing gear is attached. I can never remember which blocks they're under. And before we do, let's mark those so that we know where our landing gear are, so that we don't accidentally detach them. Right. Now, we are eventually going to take these things apart, so we don't want to take any of those blocks out. Alright. So basically, anything that's yellow, we're not going to detach. We want to make sure that we keep all of these things just like the other ones. Okay. And so all of the blue stuff we can take apart. Now, what is that? No. Okay. I thought I heard one of the T600s. Must be just hearing things. Okay, so we're just going to grab a couple more steel plates out of these. And what this will do is, you know, not only is it helping us break this stuff down to get it off the map, but it's also giving us some plates to work with. Okay, so that is 118 plates. That should be good. Alright, and we said we're going to take this one out. I'm thinking, I do think I'm going to do an assembler there, and we're going to go, oh no, yeah. And you go there. Okay. And that'll give us... And yes, I know it's painting everything white. I'm not that worried about it. Alright. Okay. And a few more. Okay. See, I keep hearing the robots. I'm wondering, did one of you end up down here? How about one of you ended up down here, didn't you? No, I guess not. Alright. I wouldn't have been surprised. Okay. Come on. There we go. So, yeah, so for the AI fix, you actually have to be walking around on the ground when they spawn, or else the AI doesn't track you properly. Now, once they've spawned, even if you leave the ground, they will follow you. So do keep that in mind if you're wanting the AI to work a little bit better. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this going. And what we're talking about doing here is something like... you know what, let's go... something like that. You know what? We can go one better. We will do that instead. Now, one of the nice things about not having Bob installed is he doesn't build stuff for us, so we don't end up with a lot of things being. I think we can keep frameworks like this if we really want to keep, you know, like a wireframe of some kind. I'm thinking we're gonna do. We want at least one space there, so we're gonna go. We're gonna. For right now, we're going to say that this is actually. Get rid of you. Let's grab a doorway. Hey, speaking of AI, we're going to put a rotary airlock door in for several reasons. The most important is because we can. See, now one of the bad things about not having Bob is that when you kill these guys, you actually have to come over and loot them. Come here. Come here. Give me your stuff. Give me your bits. What do you have? Anything good? Reactor components. That's too small, or that's almost a small reactor right there. For a small grid. What do you got? Solar panels. Solar cells. Hell yeah. The rest of you are lucky. You will live another day. Okay. I almost didn't. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and get ourselves recharged. Signal coming in. And can I get to there? I can. So we're going to drop that in there for a second. Let it recharge. I'm going to drop all this stuff off, and what we're going to do is we're going to go hit that unknown signal. Wow. It really spawned out there. Okay, I think we have enough H2 to get us there. We have another cylinder in case we need it, right? Alright, let's get over here. Now, one of the nice things is I wasn't expecting the ice lake to be as large as it is. But we also have that mountain over there. And one of the things that I need to do is I still haven't found an iron source because I've been trying to basically get everything up and running as quickly as possible. And so now that we have a spot to respawn at, a safe spot to respawn at, I'm going to probably finish breaking down the rest of the ship. Well, I know I'm going to do that at some point. And you are the safe one. Okay. Ah. I hate this button. Give me your stuff. Hey, you got a cow welder. Nice. I didn't already have 20 of those, it's fine. Okay. Get this thing out of here. Get the button out. So, I'm really not that worried about breaking everything down. I really just want a couple of the components. I want that reactor, for one. And the reason for it is it's one less thing I have to make. You hear me talk about that a lot. Oh, look at you. Get a new grinder. So the loot pinatas that these things are tend to be pretty good. So things like this, where it has a construction component, I'll take those usually. Because it's less components that I don't have to make. Turn light off, save some power. Alright. And the rest of it's just iron, so. Now you know what's going to happen, is I'm going to get into a situation where I need one more plate. I'm going to be like, why didn't I save those? Alright. Okay, so this episode has run a little bit long. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and call this one here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Next time when we come back, I will be continuing the build. We've got that really large base that it's going to become a very large base at some point. But we do need to get the rest of this stuff ground down, get the base set up, and I want to start getting in a few more things. one of the things we're going to do right here, right this second, is let's go ahead and do the assembler. We get that online, because once we have the assembler in, let's see, if we go that way with it, that actually gives us expansion to either side. So we can do this. At some point that will allow us to expand the assembler array. And that should... Okay, if we do that and we do this, I want the refinery attached there. And eventually we will have a second refinery. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and grab parts for the first one. Get this thing up and running as quickly as possible. Get the assembler online, get everything up and running, finish breaking down the rest of that. And I'm not going to sit here and bore you with it, so like I said, we are going to go ahead and call this one here. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Not only do the likes, the subscriptions, and even when you leave comments down in the section below, not only did all of that help the channel to grow, also lets me know that you're enjoying the content and that you want to see more of it. Also gives you a chance to ask questions in case you have any. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic day, have a terrific week, and we will see you back here next time. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, I need to get more power. So much left to do.